So you're buying a house, and one of the questions you're asking yourself and maybe asking your agent is, should I get a termite inspection before buying this house? The answer is yes. It's not required in the state of California for a termite inspection, but is definitely highly recommended that you do. The only time that you have to do a termite inspection, which is required in the state of California as of right now, is when you're utilizing the VA home loan program. VA requires any loan, purchase loans and refinance loans in the state of California for that veteran to do a termite inspection on the home. But all other ones, FHA conventional and USDA, do not require upfront to do a termite inspection, but highly recommended that you as a buyer consult with your agent on how to present that offer to the sellers. It's negotiable fee, it's negotiable inspection that you talk to your agent so they can properly present it on the purchase contract with the sellers to say, my buyers are looking for a termite report and inspection and clearance for the seller to pay for that. And that's what you got to talk to your agent about. Here, right here on the screen is a termite report. So wanted to go over it with you here. It's a completed report, which we need completed, not limited, not a supplemental report or reinspection up front. So you want a completed report from that termite company. They found fungus and dry rots right here, other findings. So this is the layout of the house, and they will number them and letter them in the appropriate areas that need to be fixed and addressed. So I'm going to want to go through with you real quick. Standard verbiage on some items. So section 1 right here is what is required to be repaired. Also, there's a section 2 item in the report that may need to be repaired because it can become infested or infected later. So you definitely want to look at section 1 and section 2. But when you present your offer to the seller, ask them they need a full termite report as well as clearance of section 1 and section 2. Now you can say clearance, and that just leaves an open door for interpretation on clearance of 1 or clearance of 2. So get with your agent and say a clear termite report with section 1 and section 2 items to be cleared and paid for by the seller. Because once we get that termite report as a lender, we're going to look at it and say, hey, the underwriters are going to say, we want all these items corrected before we can fund your loan. And that's when we go back and say these items need to be corrected. But everybody gets a copy of this report. The agents do. You'll get a copy of it so you guys can go through with it as a buyer and find out what you want fixed with your agent. Section 2 items, no items in here have been found. So it's all section 1. Section 1 items need to be fixed with no question. Sorry for the fast scroll. I just want to get down to the completion part. Once the termite company goes out there and fixes the items they mentioned in section 1 or section 2, if called out, they're going to give a standard of work completed and not completed. So they're going to say, we completed all these sections that were notated on the first report and the cost of work to be completed. So this is the completion of the work to be done. Hefty one, $29.25. I've seen less and I've seen a lot more, but you want to connect with your buyer's agent. So the question is, should I get a termite inspection report before buying a home? Highly recommended, not required unless you're doing a VA home loan. But you do want to do the termite report. Termite is an unseen damage to the home that you may not be aware of. If you waive it and the appraiser goes out there and says, hey, there may be some termite damage here, then the underwriter is going to ask for the condition for a termite report. So you're going to have to go out and get that termite report done, even if you waive it because the appraiser mentioned it. So it's always good to have it up front. And a lot of times the listing agent will ask the sellers to go ahead and do a termite report, have it in hand before they get into escrow. But these things are only good for a certain amount of time, 90 days on FHA, 120 on conventional. So you definitely want to look at that report up front and connect with your agent, buyer's agent, and find out what you need to be fixed. So yes, your question is, should you do it? Yes, you should do a termite report. Put it in your purchase contract. Ask your buyer's agent to present it to the seller to have them Pay for it. Remember, this is negotiable. It's not up to the seller to do it. It's not up to the buyer to do it. If the buyer wants to do it, then the buyer's got to take that question to the seller and say, hey, we want you, I'm going to buy your house, but we want you to give us a termite report, clearance, and fix any Section 1 and Section 2 items. So that's negotiable. A lot of people think it's up to the seller to do it. It's not. It's negotiable. The seller can say, no, I'm not going to provide you with a termite report. Then if you want it, then you as a buyer has got to pay for it and got to deliver it to the lender, or you waive it all together and you don't do it. You don't want to do that. The report can be anywhere between $0 for the inspection all the way to about $150, but talk to your agent and find out what the cost is. But coming across my desk, I've seen it around that average of $75 to $90. It's the work that gets into the higher cost for the inspection to be completed. But just an inspection, if it's clearance and nothing needs to be done, I said it's $0 to about $150. And that can come out of your pocket as a buyer, but if you present it to the seller, they'll pick it up 9 times out of 10, but talk to your agent about that. But the question is, yes, you should get the report. If you have any questions about a termite report or a home loan, whether you're purchasing or refinance, I'd love to connect with you. My name is Nathan Ruffey with Mountain West Financial here in the state of California. Give me a call at 909-503-5600. Hopefully you found this video very informative. If you did, please like it, comment, and share.